Good evening, community. Welcome to this space where the unknown comes to life, where shadows whisper and silences become screams. Get ready, because tonight you won't be alone. Turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let the following stories keep you company in the darkness. But remember, not everything you see is alive. 1. The Midnight Call. I never thought a simple phone call could change my life forever. It was an ordinary night, too quiet, as if the world was holding its breath. I was home alone, watching a series when the landline rang. It was 11:59 p.m. When I answered, all I heard was static, like a distant, distorted whisper. I hung up, probably just interference. But then it rang again, this time a faint voice, barely a whisper. "Help me, please," and the line went dead. Something in that voice chilled me to the bone, and then it rang a third time. My hand trembled as I answered. I'm trapped under the house. I can't get out. I grabbed a flashlight and headed down to the basement, a damp, forgotten room. The light flickered in my hand. Is someone there? Only echoes, and a soft scratching sound behind the wall. Suddenly, the flashlight went out. Silence. Then footsteps. Heavy, slow approaching. I tried to run. My legs wouldn't move. Then a cold, bony hand grabbed my ankle. I tried to scream, but the voice that came out wasn't mine. That's when I realized I had never been alone. 2. What my daughter saw in the cemetery. My name is Pablo Rivera, and this still chills my blood. I took my kids to our family cemetery near the town where I grew up. I just wanted to visit my adoptive father's grave. The gate was locked, so I asked the kids to stay in the car while I looked for a way in. Then, my 3-year-old daughter said calmly, "Daddy, dead people have blood on their faces." I smiled nervously. "Yes, sweetie, they're just resting." But she insisted. She said it 3 times. "He has blood on his face." She was pointing at the cemetery. No one in my family died violently. But I remembered years ago, between the 2 cemeteries, a young man was hacked to death. Machete wounds to the face. How did she know that? What did she really see? 3. The Lost Soul of Bacalar. I work as a waiter at a small hotel by the Bacalar Lagoon in Mexico. It's a quiet place. No luxury. Just peace, water, and silence. That night, we had only one guest, a kind Canadian woman around 60 years old. She had dinner and sat alone on the dock with her lemonade. Everything was calm until she screamed, "Help! She's drowning." She ran into the water fully dressed, looking for someone, but no one was there. Later, once she calmed down, she told us. She saw a little girl in the water, smiling. The girl said the water was warm, asked her to come play, but as she got closer, the girl vanished, like she had been pulled under. We helped her out, and during dinner, she kept asking, "Where did that girl come from?" I had no answer, but Marlon, a co-worker, told me something. Years ago, a little girl drowned right there. Her grandmother found her days later, and ever since, someone sees her every year. Would you have dinner on that dock? 4. The Key Game. I'm Sophie. When we were kids, my sister and I invented a game, the Key Game. Our grandfather, a watchmaker, gave us an old keyring. With it, we imagined opening secret doors around the house. Only one rule: close all the doors except one. That afternoon, we played in the back room. There was a black stain on the wall. It smelled like sulfur. I got distracted and opened the closet, breaking the rule. My sister got mad and left with my grandma. I was alone. Inside the clock, I found something, an old lighter. I felt like I'd won. But when I tried to leave, the door wouldn't open. I heard footsteps. Heels. They stopped outside the door. I looked underneath. Nothing. Then, a loud bang shook the window. I threw my shoulder against the door. It opened. My sister and grandma were just arriving from the street. The door was open, my sister swore. I didn't close it, but something locked me in. 5. The Crematory Manifestation. I'm Eduardo. I work at a funeral home. That night, I had to cremate a woman in her 30s, but the body wouldn't move. It felt like lifting a ton of bricks. They say when someone doesn't want to go, they resist. After a long struggle, I managed to get her into the chamber. I turned on the oven and left. An hour later, I checked. The body was still there, intact. But what really shook me, it was surrounded by water. Water inside a crematory oven at over 800 degrees. That's impossible. It took over 6 hours for her to turn to ashes. A few days later, her sister told me she didn't want to be cremated. She wanted to be with our mother in the cemetery. Maybe that's why she didn't want to leave. 6. The Woman on the Stairs. My name is Eunice. At 19, I moved to a coastal city with 3 other girls. We shared a 2-story house. Everything was fine until the living room light started turning on by itself. Then came the footsteps, then the crying. And one night, we saw her, a woman, sitting on the stairs, crying, long hair covering her face. She never stood up. She just faded away. I wasn't the only one. All of us felt her. Later, the landlord told us a girl had taken her own life in that house. Since then, I still dream of the woman on the stairs, because sometimes houses hold more than memories. They hold trapped emotions, unfinished stories, presences that refuse to leave. Would you step into a house like that, knowing what lives inside? Thank you for joining us tonight. If you've ever felt like you weren't alone, if you've ever seen something you couldn't explain, then you know there's something beyond the visible. Leave a like, subscribe, and share if any of these stories gave you chills. And remember, turn off the light and watch your back.